Alright, so I'm currently in downtown Fort Worth, Sundance Square to be exact. And, well, I spent a few hours today doing street photography. Now, personally, street photography is my favorite type of photography. And, well, I don't really get too many chances to do it since I don't have a driver's license, but that's besides the point. True street photography isn't really just taking pictures of downtown areas. It's more of capturing a moment, as in what's around you without any faking. Like usually when you go to take photos of someone or some people around you, you think, oh yeah, portraits, but street photography is essentially taking pictures of the people and the things around you in the moment without any preparation. Essentially what you'd see when you walk around a place like downtown. That is why street isn't the word, because the most action is in the streets of a downtown area. Now, there was a lot of controversy behind it because there are certain photographers, I forgot the name, but there's one dude that a lot of people hate because he'll go up to your face, point an external flash at you and flashbang you and get a picture of your face and then post it online. Now, obviously that's really immoral, but at the same time, it is showing a sense of realism. Now, I'm not going to say that his photography is good or moral, because it's kind of not. Getting a camera up to your face, that's not really something you want to do. But you also have to think that, now assuming you live in America, there are no laws protecting you getting captured or recorded by a camera. Now, there are laws saying that if you request the photographer or videographer to delete the footage or picture, then as a photographer, I am required to do so. But in any other case, I'm allowed to take pictures of anything that is outside. Outside is public domain. As long as I'm not in private property, it is public domain. Now, how I look at it is, if you are just walking around the street, you kind of have to expect that there's photographers or videographers walking around, especially in downtown, because it's a tourist attraction place. Obviously, there's going to be someone with a camera, so you kind of just have to expect it at this point. That's how I look at it. And now, obviously, as a photographer, if somebody were to come up to me and say, oh yeah, can't really have my photo going around, I would delete it, obviously. And that's pretty much just the middle ground of what other photographers say. Some photographers oh yeah, it's immoral to get pictures of other people without their consent, but it's public domain and you're in public space, then it's kind of expected. If you don't want your photo, then come tell me directly. Moving on to what you need for street photography. I like to shoot, right now I have the Olympus 12 to 60 millimeter lens f2.8 to f4 on a full frame camera. This would be 24 to 120. I just kept it at f4 to be constant. F4 is essentially f8 on a full frame camera. Yeah, but you really don't need a camera. This right here is the Nokia Lumia 1020. It's a camera from 2013, the same year as my Olympus EM1. It is a 41 megapixel Windows phone. 41 megapixels is more than double of the 16 megapixels. Yeah, more than double the megapixels of this. I can only shoot at 38 megapixels. I don't know why. But yeah, this is 41 versus 16. Now obviously this sensor is way bigger than this one, but this sensor is actually compares to or is larger than most modern smartphone sensors, which is crazy if you think about it. This is a phone from 2013 and the camera specs compare with a phone from today, honestly. But yeah, moving on to the experience. For me, when I shoot photos, I really don't have any grace. If I see something, I'm gonna shoot it. Maybe I'll be moving, I'll stop for it. But if I see something, I'm going to get the picture, because if you hesitate, if you procrastinate, you're not going to get the shot. 90% of the time, if you don't get the shot, then you're not going to be able to get it ever again. Now, obviously, landscapes, stuff like that, sure, but in street photography, like I said, it's the moment that you're capturing, and that moment only happens once, and it doesn't happen again for the length of time and space. But yeah, I usually shoot around, typically the range is around 14 to 35. That's good. It's usually what I do for candid. Sometimes I'll move up to 60 if there's something kind of far away. So in full frame terms, that would be 28 to 70, which I could have just got the Lumix 12 to 35, which is a 24-70 lens, and full frame equivalent, it's f2.8. This is essentially f4, but you know, I wanted that extra reach because sometimes it's extremely helpful. But yeah, street photography is the thing, you have to know what you're doing. If you're shooting street photography, I would suggest that you try to shoot action photography, sports or something like that. I would suggest that you try to shoot that kind of thing before you try street photography. And like get crowd shots as well, because at that you're justified to take pictures no matter what, and you kind of feel more justified to take pictures there. But I would move up, start somewhere like that, or go to an event, do event photography. I do a lot of that now. And then maybe do some like architecture pictures, downtown, stuff like that. Because I will say, when I did start photography, it was kind of difficult just to point my camera at random people, because it is kind of a strange thing to do if you're new to photography. But once you get more accustomed to it with event photography, things where you're more justified to do so, it gets more natural to take pictures of the stuff around you. Now, don't be like that one guy who goes up to people's faces, because that's weird. But yeah, just be casual about it. There is a middle ground with the equipment you can use, because taking pictures with your phone, usually people associate with being a creep or something. I don't really know. I wouldn't use a phone directly. I'd start with, like, if you don't have a camera, I would look for like a cheap digicam or something. You'd find that, and then you'd also get that look if you wanted that. I have videos about that. Go check those out. But at the same time, I would not go out with a big bulky lens like 24 to 70 f2.8. Very noticeable. Obviously, this is fairly noticeable, but it's still a smaller, more compact camera. An awesome middle ground, like the best, the golden spot, is either a compact camera or a small mirrorless camera with a very small prime lens. That is the best middle ground, because you don't want to have something like a phone that's obviously noticeable for being a phone, but you also don't want a huge camera, because that also looks weird. You want to have that middle ground where it's like, oh yeah, people will think that, oh yeah, it's just the camera that you just document stuff on, you know? But yeah, I don't know how long this video's ran for, but this trip was for my 16th birthday. So yeah, this is kind of my birthday video, but I'm not gonna bombard you with new updates, because this video's mainly to get new viewers. So yeah, please subscribe for sure if you got this far. I'll have more videos like this coming soon, so see you there.